vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands. Here.
Violent moments captured on camera during a traffic stop in Jacksonville, Florida. This February video going viral after driver William McNeil Jr., who filmed it inside of his car, posted it Sunday, drawing swift reaction since. It shows an interaction with police already in progress, including the moment an officer breaks McNeil's window and strikes him in the face.
Can you call your supervisor? All right, go for it. Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands. Here.
But the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says that the video doesn't tell the whole story.
Social media is not reality. One video clip, devoid of context, can be very misleading.
The sheriff tonight releasing officer-worn body camera footage showing McNeil pulled over for driving without headlights in the rain. They say he wouldn't provide his license and registration.
I'm about to break the window.
You can hear officers repeatedly warning McNeil that if he did not comply with getting out of the vehicle, they would break his window and put him under arrest.
Open the door and exit, or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit, or we are going to break the window.
Step out. What is your reason?
The sheriff says none of the involved officers violated criminal law, but an administrative review is ongoing.
Yes, there absolutely was force used by the arresting officers, and yes, that force is ugly. And just because force is ugly does not mean it's unlawful.
NBC News has not spoken to McNeil directly, but his lawyer says he's still recovering.
His teeth actually went through his lip when he was slammed to the ground. So he's still recovering and dealing with those injuries.
His attorney says they plan on filing a lawsuit. Marissa Parra, NBC News.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news. And
I'm gonna go ahead and stop it there, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get you guys started. So that first part of the video where he got hit, that's the first video that I saw. And then soon after that, we seen the actual footage of the entire incident released, which a lot of people were saying that it was normal. It was everyday work when it comes to police pulling people over. Other folks thought that he's definitely going to win a lawsuit based off of what happened. The sheriff actually spoke up and he supported his team. He said they did investigation and everything seemed to check out. So another investigation is pending right now. I heard rumors of the actual officer being pulled out of service as of right now. So what are you guys' thoughts, man? I'm curious. We heard everybody else, but now we got y'all.
So shout out to the lead attorney because he said this, and I had that same thought before all this. Well, I had that same thought when the police body cam footage came out. And this is me talking to Black folks in general. You cannot win on the streets. You can't. There's no way to argue your case on the streets. They don't give a shit. You have to, and the thing is that he may have had every justifiable reason that, he probably was pulled over for nothing. You know what I mean? The other officer pulled up with his headlights off. It was light outside. According, I looked up the state laws in Jacksonville where they say that that there's only 3 circumstances where your lights have to be on: inclement weather, fog, and or between dusk and dawn, I believe. So he had every way to actually fight the case in court. The thing is that a lot of people try to fight the case on the street, and you just won't win that battle. You have to fight it in court. And now I will say this though, nothing justifies that officer punching him in his face. Nothing, not a thing. Nothing. And so he's definitely going to win a lawsuit. I don't care what that sheriff says. You can't haul off and fire off on somebody just because they're and even though he was not complying, he was not violent. He was not he didn't show any violent tendencies. So when he smashed out the window, the thing that he did after the punch, he could have done that the entire time. He could have opened up the door, pulled his seatbelt off, and pulled him up out the car. Him punching him, that same person to me. So there's no justification for that. And he's definitely going to win a lawsuit based on that. You can't just, officer can't just steal off of you because they're upset with you. But I'll leave it there. I'll just leave that to, fight your battles in court, y'all. You're never gonna win on the pavement.
Yeah. So go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Trey.
All right, cool. So the when the officer was on a podium, that's pretty much just the blue line. That's all that is. They're always going to protect each other no matter what. Just understand that that's just one of the biggest gangs on the planet. Just understand that they're, in some instances, they can be gang members. Now, I don't want to sit here and bash all cops because most cops that I interact with are straight. They don't behave like that. I don't get harassed. I don't get pulled over for no reasons anymore. There were some areas that were just bananas. North Jersey's a different animal. But um, it was completely uncalled for. First off, they lied. It was a defective stop to begin with because there was none of the reasons, like Sweeney said, for him to have his lights on. And they also lied and said he didn't have a seatbelt, but they had to yank him out of it. So I don't understand that part either. And then you got the cops pulling up and they don't have their lights on. So that to me is always weird. However, could the situation have been avoided? Absolutely. He was doing way too much as well. It doesn't excuse any violence. There's no situation where there is, oh, if you're not violent, they are never to initiate violence. Police officers, under no circumstances, are ever supposed to initiate violence. They can respond with violence, but they cannot initiate violence. That there's no scenario where they should initiate violence. If they are protecting someone else and they have to be violent, that's one thing. If they are protecting themselves and they have to be violent, that's another thing. His hands were up. He was no threat to no one. And that when they first broke through the windshield, that hit him in the face. A lot of people are saying, oh, well, it wasn't a sucker punch, it was a slap. The second one where the window was already broken, it doesn't matter. That's still valid, and it was absolutely unnecessary. And then he was uppercutted when they pulled him out of the vehicle, and on his way down, he was getting punched all over his midsection, his thighs, all of that. So they was just tearing him up, and it was more than one person beating him. And all of them were handling him, telling him to do different things. How do you even respond to that? So no way. But the one thing I want to say is there's certain ways to avoid that. Like, unfortunately, we had this kind of conversation before. I have to have those conversations. We have to do that on how to teach your children how to be pulled over and how to make it calm, about rolling all your windows down. Like that right there is going to agitate the cop and expect them to do something wrong. As horrible as those police officers' conduct was, do I think that most of us knew how to get out of that? Most of us who were trained know how to get out of that? Sure. If he would have had his windows down and he would have cooperated, he would have definitely beat him in court because it was a bogus ass ticket. If you're fishing for a lawsuit, he conducted himself perfectly. But if you don't want to endanger yourself, then you might want to have a different approach. All of that auditing the police officers, that shit don't really work for black people. So I got to chill out. Beat their ass in court, file a complaint, and go through the proper channels.
Trev, I think half those videos are probably fake.